Most people think aging makes you weak. But what if I told you it's not the age, it's the missing nutrients? After over a decade of working closely with older adults, I've noticed one pattern that repeats again and again: a gradual but undeniable loss of strength, often mistaken for just getting older. But here's the truth most people never hear: your body isn't failing you. It's adapting. It's rewiring itself to conserve energy, reduce output, and protect itself. And unless you step in and give it what it needs, that adaptive process can cost you your independence. You might already feel it. Standing up from a chair feels heavier, stairs leave you winded, or your arms ache just from lifting groceries. But you are not out of shape. You are not beyond help. And you certainly are not alone. I've worked with men and women well into their 70s and 80s who rebuilt lost strength, not with expensive supplements or gym memberships, but by changing just 2 foods in their daily meals. Yes, only 2. These aren't exotic superfoods or new age trends. They're backed by solid science and decades of nutritional insight, and they could be sitting in your kitchen right now. Stick with me through this video, and you'll discover exactly what they are, how they work, and how they could help you stay strong even well past 90. We'll explore what truly causes muscle loss after 50, the silent warning signs most people miss, and the 2 foods your muscles are quietly begging for. But first, I want to ask you something deeply personal. Have you ever watched someone you love lose their strength, slowly fading into fragility? Or maybe it's already happening to you. If that hits home, I invite you, right now, to comment below. I'm ready to take back my strength. I read every single comment, and your story matters. While you're here, please hit the like button and subscribe to this channel. Every week, I share practical, science-based guidance for aging with strength, dignity, and vitality, because aging is inevitable, but weakness doesn't have to be. You just have to learn how to play by new rules. Once you do, everything changes. You gain energy, confidence, and independence in ways that many thought were lost forever. And that's what this video is about: giving you those tools, those choices, and that power back. So let's begin. In the next section, I'll walk you through exactly why muscle loss becomes such a silent threat after 50, and why most people don't realize it's happening until it's already taken something important away. Part 1. Why seniors lose muscle faster than they realize. You're not lazy. Your body is literally rewiring itself to slow down. Here's why that matters. If you've ever looked in the mirror and thought, "I used to feel stronger than this," you're not imagining it. Something is happening beneath the surface, and it's far more common and more preventable than you think. Muscle loss after 50 isn't just a random part of aging. It's a result of multiple forces working together, many of which start years before the symptoms show up. But because they happen so gradually, most people never notice until it's already limiting their lives. Let's break down the 3 most overlooked reasons why people in their 50s, 60s, and beyond start to lose muscle mass, even when they think they're living normally. First, there are biological changes happening inside your body, silent but powerful shifts that you don't see, but you absolutely feel. After age 30, the human body begins to lose about 3 to 5% of its muscle mass every decade. But after 50, that number can accelerate dramatically, especially without strength-building activities or dietary adjustments. Your body's natural ability to build and repair muscle declines. Hormones like testosterone and growth hormone decrease. Nerve function weakens. Your muscles don't receive the same signals they used to. And let's not forget the circulatory system. Blood flow becomes less efficient, meaning your muscles get less oxygen and fewer nutrients, even if you're eating well. It's like trying to water a thirsty garden with a clogged hose. No matter how good your intentions are, nothing can grow. The second factor is dietary, and it's often underestimated. Many older adults believe they're getting enough protein simply because they eat meat or eggs regularly. But after 60, the body's ability to digest and utilize protein drops significantly. That means seniors actually need more protein to maintain the same muscle mass. According to current research, men over 60 should consume at least 75 grams of protein daily, and women should aim for 65 grams. And yet, most seniors are unknowingly falling short, sometimes by 30% or more. Add in factors like dental issues, poor appetite, or limited food access, and it's easy to see how protein deficiency becomes one of the most common and preventable causes of muscle loss in older adults. The third cause is one we all fall into: too much sitting, not enough movement. While rest is important, too much inactivity sends a dangerous message to your muscles: we don't need you anymore. And muscles that aren't used will shrink fast. One study showed that just 1 week of bed rest in older adults can result in significant muscle loss, and regaining that strength can take months, if it returns at all. But here's what many don't realize. You don't have to be bedridden to experience that kind of loss. Hours spent sitting in front of a TV or computer, avoiding stairs, skipping daily walks, over time, it has the same effect. And to make matters worse, a sedentary lifestyle also reduces your body's natural vitamin D production, which is essential for muscle and bone strength. I know this sounds like a lot. And yes, it can be overwhelming. But here's what I want you to remember. You are not powerless in this. These changes are natural, yes, but they are not final. You can slow them down. You can fight back. You can even reverse some of the damage. And it doesn't require a complete lifestyle overhaul. You don't need a gym membership, and you don't need to train like an athlete. What you need is a better understanding of how your body works now, and a few key adjustments to your routine that match your body's new needs. And that journey begins with food, but not just any food. The right food, eaten in the right way, at the right time. In the next section, I'll show you the first of 2 powerful, everyday foods I recommend to almost every older adult I work with, foods that are accessible, affordable, and backed by science to help you preserve and rebuild muscle. So stay with me, because the first one might already be in your kitchen, and its muscle-building power will surprise you. Part 2, the serious consequences of muscle loss. If you've ever watched someone you love struggle with the gradual loss of strength, then you already know that the consequences of muscle degeneration go far beyond just physical weakness. It starts small. Maybe they're unable to stand up from a chair without help. Or maybe they've lost their balance and stumbled more than once. You might notice that simple tasks like walking to the mailbox or lifting a grocery bag leave them exhausted. What seems like the natural course of aging is actually a deeper issue, one that affects their independence, their health, and their overall quality of life. And here's the thing, the consequences are far more serious than you think. It's not just about being able to do daily tasks. Muscle loss leads to a series of health risks that spiral out of control. 1. Loss of independence. Imagine reaching a point where you can no longer rely on your own body to do the things you've always taken for granted. Maybe it's picking up your grandchild, walking through a park, or even getting up from the sofa to grab a glass of water. These small tasks can become a massive challenge when muscle strength is lost. What's even more concerning is how quickly muscle loss can lead to dependence on others. Studies show that up to 39% of men and 30.6% of women with significant muscle degeneration eventually lose the ability to care for themselves. This means that one of the most devastating consequences of muscle loss is the increased burden on family members, especially adult children who are forced to become caregivers. This isn't just physically taxing for families, it's emotionally draining too. No one wants to see their loved ones become fragile, dependent, and isolated. 2. Increased risk of falls and injury. As muscle mass declines, balance and coordination inevitably suffer. The muscles that support your legs, hips, and core are essential for stability. Without them, the risk of fall skyrockets. This is particularly dangerous for older adults because, statistically, falls are the leading cause of injury in seniors. In fact, muscle weakness in the lower limbs has been strongly correlated with a greater risk of falling, and the consequences of these falls are far from trivial. From broken bones to head trauma, the damage can be long-lasting and sometimes even life-threatening. Worse still, the fear of falling can often cause a vicious cycle. As people become more afraid, they stop moving altogether, which only worsens the weakness. Here's a chilling thought. Muscle loss doesn't just reduce your ability to move, it makes you more vulnerable to the very accidents that can take away your independence. 3. Mental and emotional toll. You might think the effects of muscle loss are purely physical, but the reality is there's a profound emotional and mental impact. Muscle weakness can lead to feelings of frustration, helplessness, and even depression. Many seniors with muscle loss become less active, withdraw from social activities, and experience a decline in overall mood and mental health. Why? Because muscle loss directly affects mobility, and mobility is tied to freedom, independence, and social interaction. A person who feels like they can't keep up with friends or family members often becomes isolated. And as their world gets smaller, their mental health starts to deteriorate. Studies have shown a direct link between muscle weakness and depression in older adults, not just because they can't do what they used to, but because they lose the ability to engage fully in life. And without engagement, the joy of life fades. 4. Reduced immune function. Another overlooked consequence of muscle loss is the decline in your immune system's ability to function effectively. The muscles don't just serve as the body's powerhouses, they are also intimately connected to your immune system. When muscles weaken, circulation slows down, and your body's ability to fight off infections or recover from illness becomes severely compromised. This is particularly concerning for seniors, who are already more vulnerable to diseases. Without strong muscles, your immune system simply doesn't have the capacity to recover quickly from infections, and you may find yourself getting sick more often and staying sick longer. This is one of the hidden dangers of muscle loss, its direct impact on your ability to stay healthy. 5. Increased risk of chronic diseases like diabetes. There's another surprising link between muscle loss and chronic diseases, particularly type 2 diabetes. As muscle mass decreases, your body's ability to store glucose also diminishes. Muscles play a vital role in glycogen storage, which helps your body regulate blood sugar. Without enough muscle mass, your blood sugar regulation suffers, making you more susceptible to insulin resistance and eventually type 2 diabetes. This connection between muscle loss and diabetes is alarming, especially considering the rising prevalence of both in aging populations. Regular physical activity and strength-building exercises are critical not just for muscle health but also for managing blood sugar levels, preventing insulin resistance, and maintaining overall metabolic health. What you can do about it? At this point, it's easy to feel overwhelmed by the seriousness of muscle loss. But the good news is that you can take action now. You don't have to resign yourself to weakness and dependency. With the right changes, you can reverse muscle loss and prevent further damage. In the next part of this video, I'll share 2 simple, effective foods that have been proven to support muscle health, along with exercises that you can easily incorporate into your daily routine. These changes are small but powerful, and they can help you protect your body for years to come. So stay with me, because the next section could be the key to taking back your strength and independence. Now that we've seen just how serious the consequences of muscle loss can be, from losing your independence, to falling more often, to weakening your immune system and increasing your risk of chronic diseases like diabetes, it's natural to ask the next question: what can I do about it? The answer, thankfully, doesn't require complex routines, expensive supplements, or radical changes to your life. It starts with something much simpler. Something you already do every day: eating. But not just eating more, or even eating less, eating smarter. Feeding your muscles the right kind of fuel can mean the difference between growing weaker with age and growing stronger despite it. And among all the options available, there are 2 foods I consistently recommend to nearly every senior I work with. These aren't trendy superfoods or exotic powders. They're accessible, affordable, and backed by real science. And the first one might surprise you, because for decades, it's been underestimated, especially by older generations. But not anymore. Soy, the muscle-building food seniors keep ignoring. This plant-based food could rebuild more muscle than red meat. Yet most seniors avoid it. Let's change that. For years, soy has been overlooked, dismissed as just an alternative to meat, or worse, as something to be avoided due to misinformation. But science today tells a different story, one that's particularly relevant for older adults trying to maintain or regain their strength. In fact, soy isn't just a decent option, it may be one of the most powerful tools we have to fight age-related muscle loss. As a health professional with over a decade of experience supporting older adults, I've seen firsthand how something as simple as swapping a single meal to include soy can create noticeable differences in strength, energy, and even mood. Soybeans are one of the few plant-based proteins that provide all 9 essential amino acids, making them complete proteins like meat, eggs, or dairy. That's a major advantage, especially as we age and our ability to synthesize protein declines. What's more, soy is highly absorbable, particularly when consumed in forms like tofu or soy milk. These forms allow the body to utilize up to 95% of the protein they provide, a rate that rivals or even surpasses many types of meat, especially when digestion becomes more sensitive with age. And it doesn't stop at protein. Soy contains beneficial compounds like isoflavones, which help reduce inflammation, support heart health, and contribute to maintaining bone density, all critical factors when trying to preserve mobility and independence. So how do you start bringing soy into your diet? The answer is easily and deliciously. Tofu, for example, is soft, versatile, and perfect for those who may struggle with chewing tougher meats. It can be grilled, scrambled, blended into soups, or enjoyed in salads, and delivers around 10 grams of protein per 100 grams. Unsweetened soy milk is another fantastic option, providing 7 to 9 grams of protein per cup, plus calcium and B vitamins, making it ideal for breakfast or post-exercise recovery. Just remember to avoid versions packed with added sugar and try not to pair it with fried foods, which can counteract its benefits. For a snack or side dish, edamame boiled young soybeans are not only rich in protein, but also offer fiber and iron, helping stabilize blood sugar and support sustained energy. I once worked with a 72-year-old client, Elaine, who was struggling with chronic fatigue and declining balance. Instead of redesigning her entire meal plan, we simply swapped her morning toast and jam with a glass of soy milk and a small tofu-based dish. Within just a few weeks, she noticed improved stability, higher energy, and even better digestion. Her transformation wasn't miraculous, it was nutritional. And perhaps the most important part of embracing soy is debunking the outdated myths that surround it. Claims that soy disrupts hormones or isn't safe for men have been widely disproven by modern research. In fact, moderate soy intake is not only safe, it's beneficial. It helps regulate cholesterol, supports muscle repair, and is linked to improved metabolic health. For seniors who are concerned about red meat intake due to heart health or cholesterol, soy offers a clean, powerful alternative. It lowers LDL without lowering HDL, providing both muscle and cardiovascular protection in one package. The beauty of soy is that it's practical, affordable, and already available in most kitchens and grocery stores. You don't need to reinvent your lifestyle, just rethink 1 or 2 meals. Adding a serving of tofu or soy milk daily can be the first step toward reclaiming your strength and preventing the slow fade that so many accept as inevitable. But soy is just half the story. Because while plant-based protein provides incredible benefits, combining it with the right type of animal-based protein can offer even greater muscle protection, especially when it comes to absorption, joint support, and essential fats. In the next section, we'll explore the second powerful food I recommend to almost every older adult I work with, a food you're probably already eating, but possibly not using to its full potential. It's time to talk about chicken and fatty fish, how they can help restore what time has quietly taken from your muscles, and how to make them work for your body, not against it. Chicken and fatty fish. If soy gives us the clean, plant-based power to protect aging muscles, then chicken and fatty fish offer the complete nutritional arsenal to rebuild what time has quietly taken away. These animal-based proteins don't just deliver high-quality amino acids. They also provide critical compounds like creatine, omega-3 fatty acids, vitamin D, and cofactors for muscle function, joint health, and brain clarity that become harder to obtain through plant foods alone. I've worked with countless older adults who were eating chicken or fish weekly without realizing they were only scratching the surface of their benefits. When prepared correctly and consumed consistently, these foods can strengthen muscles, protect your heart, reduce inflammation, and even help improve your balance and coordination. Let's start with chicken, a food so familiar, yet so underestimated in its power. Lean chicken meat, especially breast or thigh without skin, provides highly bioavailable protein that your aging body can absorb efficiently. It's easy to chew, gentle on the stomach, and packed with linoleic acid, an essential fatty acid that supports muscle repair and metabolic function. More importantly, chicken contains carnosine and creatine, 2 naturally occurring compounds that help reduce fatigue and improve strength and endurance, especially in older adults. For those who experience digestive issues with red meat, chicken is an ideal alternative. Whether it's gently boiled, lightly grilled, or added to a nourishing soup, chicken helps maintain muscle tissue without adding excessive fat or cholesterol, making it a heart-smart choice as well. I've seen dramatic changes in seniors who simply replaced processed meats with steamed chicken in their lunch or dinner routine. More energy, better recovery after walks or physical therapy, and even improved mental alertness. And then there's fatty fish, perhaps one of the most potent natural allies for anyone looking to age stronger, not slower. Salmon, mackerel, sardines, and even carp are rich in omega-3 fatty acids like DHA and EPA, which do more than just support heart health. These essential fats play a direct role in reducing inflammation in muscle tissues, preserving lean mass, and improving neuromuscular communication, a critical factor for preventing falls and maintaining coordination. Fatty fish is also one of the few natural food sources of vitamin D, which is crucial for muscle contraction, bone integrity, and immune strength. Most people assume vitamin D is just for bones, but without enough of it, muscles become weaker and recovery from even mild activity becomes sluggish. That's why, when I work with older adults who show signs of weakness or fatigue, one of the first questions I ask is, how often do you eat fish? And for those who start including 2 to 3 servings of fatty fish per week, the improvements are real and lasting. Less joint stiffness, more mental clarity, and better balance when walking or standing. I recall one client, a 68-year-old retired mechanic, who had stopped biking because of persistent leg cramps and weakness. After adjusting his diet to include grilled salmon twice a week and reducing inflammatory processed meats, he was back to cycling within a month, with better stamina than he'd had in years. These kinds of results aren't rare. They're the natural response your body gives when it finally receives the right fuel. And no, you don't need fancy recipes or expensive seafood to make this work. A simple bowl of chicken broth, a fillet of mackerel steamed with ginger, or a salmon salad can be enough to make a difference. The key is consistency, feeding your muscles with the nutrients they were designed to thrive on. Think of your meals as medicine, and these proteins as your daily dose of repair, resilience, and renewal. Pairing lean chicken with omega-3 rich fish offers your body both short-term strength and long-term protection. It's a synergy that science supports and real-life results confirm. But food alone, while powerful, isn't the full picture. To truly build and protect muscle as we age, we need to move intentionally, not excessively, but wisely. Because the way you use your muscles signals your body to either keep them or let them go. And that's where we go next. In the following section, we'll look at simple, low-impact movements, designed specifically for older adults, that work hand-in-hand with your nutrition to help you rebuild strength, improve mobility, and feel more stable and confident in your body. No gym required. No intense workouts. Just practical, proven actions that you can start today. Part 4. 10 everyday foods that help build muscle and boost immunity. I bet you can't guess number 7, but it might be sitting in your fridge right now. As we've seen, maintaining muscle strength is about more than just protein. It's about giving your body the full range of nutrients it needs to repair, recover, and resist illness. Because as you age, your immune system also begins to slow down. The same way your muscles become less responsive, so does your ability to fight off infection and bounce back from sickness. That's why the best strategy for staying strong isn't just lifting weights or walking daily. It's eating foods that nourish both your muscles and your immune defenses at the same time. And the good news is, you don't need anything fancy to get started. Here are 10 everyday foods I recommend to nearly every senior I work with. They're easy to find, simple to prepare, and packed with the essential nutrients that support muscle growth, reduce inflammation, and strengthen immunity, all at once. Whole eggs, one of the most complete sources of protein available. The yolks provide choline, vitamin D, and healthy fats that support muscle repair and hormone balance. Don't skip the yolk. It's where most of the nutrients live. Full-fat milk, rich in high-quality protein and short-chain fatty acids that support muscle synthesis. The fat in milk helps with the absorption of vitamin D, making it a double benefit for bone and muscle health. Lean beef. Despite its bad reputation, lean cuts of beef are excellent sources of iron, zinc, B12, and creatine, all of which are essential for muscle energy and immune response. In moderation, beef can be a powerful ally. Chicken thighs or legs, tender, easy to digest, and loaded with bioavailable protein. Chicken also contains carnosine and B6, supporting energy metabolism and muscle endurance. Salmon, a true powerhouse. Salmon is rich in omega-3 fatty acids, which not only reduce inflammation but also support post-exercise recovery. It's also one of the best natural sources of vitamin D. Tofu or tempeh, plant-based protein with excellent absorption. Soy-based foods are also rich in isoflavones that support hormone balance and reduce muscle inflammation, ideal for seniors with digestion issues. Olive oil, not a protein source, but vital for recovery and joint health. Olive oil is packed with anti-inflammatory fats that support hormone production and nutrient absorption. It also provides lasting energy without sugar crashes. Garlic, a natural immunity booster that has been shown to improve testosterone levels and reduce muscle breakdown when paired with high-protein meals. It also supports heart health and circulation. Oats, a great complex carbohydrate that delivers steady energy for workouts and daily activity. Oats are also rich in magnesium and iron, both important for muscle oxygenation and immune defense. Berries, like blueberries or blackberries. These antioxidant-rich fruits help protect your cells from oxidative stress, which can damage both muscle tissue and immune function. They're also great for brain health and recovery. Each of these foods supports muscle health in a different way, some by providing high-quality protein, others by reducing inflammation, enhancing absorption, or powering the immune system that protects your whole body. And together, they form a nutritional foundation strong enough to support you through aging with strength and confidence. I've had clients who incorporated just 3 or 4 of these foods into their weekly meals and saw noticeable improvements in energy, sleep quality, digestion, and physical stamina. The key isn't perfection, it's consistency. You don't have to eat all 10 every day, but the more often they show up on your plate, the more your body will thank you. So where should you start? Maybe it's swapping your vegetable oil for olive oil, or adding a couple of eggs to breakfast twice a week. Maybe it's buying frozen berries instead of sugary snacks. Whatever it is, the smallest change can begin the biggest transformation, especially when that change becomes a habit. Now, food lays the foundation, but to truly preserve and rebuild muscle as you age, you need more than just nutrition. You need the right kind of movement, gentle, intentional exercises that tell your body, these muscles still matter. You don't need a gym, and you don't need to train like an athlete. Just a few minutes a day of the right movements can help activate everything you're feeding your body to do. Let's be honest, getting older isn't easy. It brings changes we can't always control. Slower steps, tighter joints, muscles that don't respond the way they used to. For many, it feels like a slow surrender, but it doesn't have to be. You don't have to fade. You don't have to accept weakness as your new normal. Because strength, real, functional, independent strength is still possible, even in your 60s, your 70s, your 80s, and beyond. What we've explored today isn't theory. It's a roadmap built on science, refined by experience, and tested by thousands of older adults who chose not to give up on themselves. It starts with awareness, recognizing that muscle loss isn't just a symptom of aging, it's a response to how we nourish and move our bodies. Then it requires action, consistent, small changes that send a powerful message to your body. I'm not done yet. Maybe that action is as simple as swapping out white bread for oats. Maybe it's walking 10 minutes a day. Maybe it's adding salmon or tofu to your plate 3 times a week. These may sound like little things, but they add up. And over time, those habits begin to restore what time tried to take away: your confidence, your stability, your freedom. I've seen it too many times to count. A 75-year-old woman who couldn't lift her groceries 6 months ago, now walking a mile a day. An 82-year-old man who thought his falling days were inevitable, now balancing better than he did a decade earlier. They didn't use shortcuts. They didn't chase miracle pills. They simply listened to their bodies, fed them well, moved them gently, and committed to doing it again the next day. That could be you. And if today's video lit a spark in you, even a small one, then don't let that flame die out. Take one thing you learned and put it into action this week. Tell a loved one. Share a meal with someone who needs this just as much. Or even better, start a new habit together. And I would love to hear from you. If this video spoke to you in any way, please take a moment and leave a comment below. What part hit home the most? What are you going to try first? Your stories not only encourage me, they help others realize they're not alone on this journey. And if you found value here, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. It's a small action that helps us continue creating more useful, thoughtful, and science-backed content for people just like you. People who still believe that life isn't over when you hit 60, it might just be getting started. Because aging is a fact, but how you age is a choice. And every good choice you make today lays the foundation for a healthier, stronger tomorrow. You deserve to move freely, to feel energized, to lift, to laugh, to explore, and to live without fear of your own body letting you down. So don't wait for the perfect moment to begin. Start where you are. Start now. Because the strongest people I know aren't those who never struggled. They're the ones who got up, kept going, and refused to settle for less. You're not broken. You're becoming. And if you're still here with me at this point in the video, let me say this. Thank you for showing up, for choosing strength, and for reminding all of us that it's never too late to take back control of your health. Comment below. I choose strength. Let's see how many of us are ready to live stronger together. See you in the next video. Stay strong. Stay steady and never stop moving forward.